Hey guys, so me again, connecting with you in preparation for Thursday, where I hope we can all be together at 8:35 during our regularly scheduled class to talk about your work on these paragraphs. Um, I know that this distance learning experience is proving really tricky for all of us. Um, I'm having a really hard time with it. I know you guys are too. More so balancing, teaching my kids while also keeping up with everything for BHS and you guys. So thank you to those of you guys who have been reaching out. It's been really nice to connect, to know that you're there, and to know that I'm supporting you because I sort of feel weirdly useless at home. I miss the mojo of the classroom. So hopefully we'll all feel a little bit better when we meet on Thursday. If you can't make it, don't stress too much, but try as hard as you can. I'll try to record what we talk about so you can watch it, but I would like to see if we can all make it there. And I'll explain that in a little bit. But first, I wanted you to see and I wanted to explain what I'm asking you to do between now and Thursday morning. So either sometime today or sometime tomorrow, go through this document is posted on this assignment, and it's the compilation of all of your body paragraphs that you've all written. So they're all here. I have numbered them randomly, so they're anonymous. Unless you want to give yourselves away, you can, but they're anonymous. And what I'm asking you guys to do is please just read through the 17 that are here. Take a sec, just kind of get a feel for what you have here. A lot of you chose the same claim. I know we only had 3 to pick from, and a lot of you chose the same one. So it may feel odd, reading sort of the same information over and over again. But I think what's good about that is you'll see where 2 people are trying to say the same thing and one says it better than the other. So it's almost immediately a good example of why this one is stronger than this one. And I'm not necessarily asking you to compare them, but as you'll see in the directions up here, I'm also asking you to look at the rubric. And I've made a clean copy of our rubric and I've attached it, here for you. And more than anything, you're looking at, the evidence and commentary. You're looking at, it does provide specific evidence from at least 3 of the provided sources, and that's for the body paragraphs altogether. So in this one body paragraph, it doesn't need to come from all 3, or at least 3, but it should show that it does have evidence. And ideally, you really want to try to blend more than one source in a paragraph if you can. You don't have to, but the scorers really like that. And professors really like that as well for college. And it supports all claims in a line of reasoning, right? So everything lines up logically and fully. And then the commentary consistently explains how the evidence supports the line of reasoning. So you fully explained it. If anything's missing, that's what we want to try to improve. And then certainly you can look at the sophistication. I won't read this to you, but you guys can read it. It's really similar to excuse me, how the sophistication has been on all of the prompts that we've done so far, rhetorical analysis and argument. You can read that, but acclimate yourself to that so that when you do come back to the paragraphs, I want you to just, wherever you're feeling like you have a comment that could either be praise for something that you think is really well done. So if you think, like, for example, I think it's body paragraph 2, I can tell that this author, this wouldn't be the author's first body paragraph, so he or she has been really thoughtful to transition in to this, like, a different body paragraph. So there's a really solid transition here. And so I might, highlight this, and then I would just click, you guys all know how to make a comment, the plus sign, and I might say, great transition sentence, and I might just comment. It can be as simple as that. I've specified what I like about it. I didn't just say, this is great or this is awesome. I want you to, specify what is it that's done well. If you're giving some praise, if you're commending someone for something, it's the transition that works really well. Or maybe there's a really great warrant that you read and you're like, oh yeah, that's a really strong warrant. So then say, your warrant is really strong here. You can even say because, if you have a reason, because you thoroughly connect back, you broke it down and attached to people's beliefs, or whatever they did that you thought was strong. And you can also, obviously, you can suggest opportunities for improvement. So maybe in, this first body paragraph, the author's making a lot of great points, but they sort of make a really great one first, and then they shift to they add this one that there's not a lot of context here. And so I don't know what bring forth to a common solution. I know I've read this resource, but we got to assume our readers haven't. So I might say, can you add more context here? Question mark. What do you mean? Right? So I might add a comment there to suggest that this author could revise, take a point that's already, it fits, it aligns, but I don't really get the point that well with just this sentence. So I might add that in. So those are just some examples of how you can leave comments on the essays. I'm asking that you leave comments on at least 3. If that's not hard, these are just single paragraphs, so it will not be hard for you to go through and then just anywhere where your gut is telling you, ooh, I have a really good piece of advice for this author. I think that they could improve it by doing this, or it would be great if you added this here, or could you weave this quote in a little bit better. You guys know what strong writing looks like. That's why I said not just the rubric, but keep strong writing in mind. And if there's a part that feels unclear, if there's a part that feels underdeveloped, make those suggestions. So feel free to comment on anything that you think would be helpful in our craft improvement, right? We're trying to improve the craft of synthesis writing, so focus on that and leave comments where you can. If you want to leave comments on more than 3, rock on. I mean, I know some of you might be bored and you might need more to do, then totally go ahead and leave as many comments as you want. It's only going to help us in our pursuit of eventually making a full draft and improving synthesis writing. So you can do that if you want. Remember also, you can be reading your choice book. So if you need more to do, just, dive into that for a little bit. So I think that probably covers me giving you some specific directions on what the expectations are for this next step. If you do have any questions, I'm only an email away. Just let me know. Now, I did want to say, I think some of you have already been on Zoom meetings with your AP classes, other AP classes. I know that other AP teachers are doing Zoom meetings. So the Zoom meeting we have set up for Thursday, Zoom looks like this. It's already up, attached to your, to your Google account. I would be the one to schedule a meeting. So I'll schedule a meeting. It'll come up in your email as a link. It'll say join a meeting, and you can click on the meeting. I think it even comes into your calendar. I can make it ahead of time. It'll come into your calendar. You just click on the link. And so it'll look like this. I'm just going to start one now with myself, just so you see. This will come up for you too. There's something like this. It'll be say launching Zoom. You say yes, you want to open it. It's going to say connecting. And you want to join with your computer audio, and then your screen will look like this. And if you want to see who else is there, it'll list. So once we're all doing it, it'll list on the side. You'll see that I have this mute function, so I can mute any of you, all of you. We'll probably all start muted just to start. There's also a raise hand function down here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but down here, oh, you can't see it right now, but there's a raise hand function. So if we're doing something and you feel like you need to say something and you're not being heard, then you can raise a little blue hand will pop up. There's a chat function down here. So if anytime you want to say something but you don't want to verbally say it, you can type it in the message down here. And when everybody's joining, you'll see like everybody's face is up across the top of your screen. So that's what that looks like. And that's what it'll be like for Thursday morning. Like I said, I'll send you the link, and you can just join. Here, just let me close out of this. You're not reading that story. There we go. You can just join, and we can see how it goes. It's going to be a learning experience for all of us. I've been in about probably 10 Zoom meetings so far, and they've all gone pretty well. I think that's probably everything for now. If you do think of anything that you want to ask, just like I said, reach out, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So have fun leaving comments, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday morning.